Good day, everyone. How are you doing? Trust you have been enjoying the class so far. My name is Gabriel Somi, and this is Agos Creatives. In continuation of our class, I welcome you back to the class. In today's, according to our timetable, we have explanation of notes today, and I believe that you are going to enjoy the class. But I'll keep it simple because notes are a little bit complicated, especially for beginners that are just starting in 3D world. So I will just keep it simple. But let me explain what nodes are. Nodes are building blocks that perform specific functions like coloring, mixing, transforming, or adding texture. Now, nodes are those things that we use just a building blocks to add a specific functions to a particular object. Yes, that you're really working on. Either you want to use in coloring, you want to use in mixes of certain things, transforming your object to start doing some certain things, to transform it to another shape, or adding texture. So these are what nodes are really meant for. And for beginners, if you are just starting, it's always advisable not to start with nodes, because when you begin to see nodes, then you begin to get freak out. You will like say, what is this? Now let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Look at what is here. These are nodes. To make this banana to look like this, let me zoom in. You can see this is a banana here that I made myself in Blender here. So you can see the color looks like a real banana. Yeah, but before this thing can come into realization, it has to do with a lot of nodes. You can see here, you can see just like a wire. When you see this thing, you see, what is this? When you see these things, you will say, what is this? You understand? So it will be good at first, but as you continue to get advanced in 3D world, you continue to understand nodes. Even myself, I'm still learning nodes, because sometimes it's always complicated. You can see them here. These are what builds this color here. I use it for the texture to have this banana, not for the shape anyway, but for the texture, so that I can have how banana used to look like in the real world. You can see these are what textures and nodes are meant for. So we will not be going into details like doing a kind of stuff like that. So we'll keep it simple. So that's just a simple definition, is just to use to color, to mix, to transform, or adding texture. So each node has inputs and outputs, and they can be connected together to create a network. Just like what you see the other time, you can see it has an output. Yes, you can see all these things that look like a rope. You might call it a rope, but they are not. They are the one transforming. They are the one transferring this whatever things adjustment I have done here to transfer it to the other. So they are just like a network that connects to one another. So you just have to think of like a flow chart. That's just it. You can see they are flowing from one another to the other. So they are flowing from one to the other. So this is the what do we call it? We call this the Principled BSDF. So we can see all those things from here are connected to this place. You can see, and from here is being transferred to this place. This one here is the material output, is the one giving us what is going to look like in the render mode when we are through with it and we render it, how it's going to look like. So if this is not there, let me unplug. You can see what happens here. So if that is not there, then we are not going to have it in the render mode after doing all your whole stuff on all these things. But you must also make sure that this is connected to your material output, you can see. So there are principles that you need to learn in nodes. And now I want to talk about 3 places that we use nodes, especially in the Blender here. We use node in shader editor here. Here now I'm in shader editor. Yeah, this is the shader editor. You can see I'm in the shader editor here. Yeah. So also we use it in that's geometry nodes. You can see the word geometry. So geometry nodes. You can see geometry nodes here. We also use in geometry nodes. Can start creating now. In this geometry nodes, it's it's for an advanced work to transform, to give. In fact, it does an extraordinary things. Yes, it does an extraordinary things. Don't worry, in the subsequent classes we continue to explain that to you. Then also in compositing, yes, in compositing we also use nodes. Yeah, we use nodes. You can see use nodes here. So we also use node. So these are the 3 main places that we use nodes. In your shading, that's your shading place here, we use node. You can see it here now. We use nodes. These are the nodes I have used in shading here. Now to add texture to my banana here. In compositing, that's composing your scene together, bringing them together, adding some stuff. Then in geometry nodes, to transform, in creating transformation to your what do we call it, to your objects. So let me go back to my layout here. So now what happened here is that I have to split the screen into 2 so that I can have this here. So that is what they are meant for. So compositor, geometry nodes, editor, and shader node. So this shader node is super, at least it is easier to understand than any other places in using nodes. So let me just keep it simple as that. So in today's class we'll just be talking on how to use your texture. We'll stick only on shading mode, shading editor, because it's easier to understand than other editor. So now for instance, if it is just a simple color you want to give to your mesh or to your object, you can always come to the material properties here, then you can always add material, change it. If you are not really doing texturing in the real world sense, you can always come down here, and change that. Let me undo that. So that's just a simple way to do that. But if you want to, there are different kind of things set up here. For instance, this is come to my circle so that you can see this is EV. I will still explain your in rendering, but not now, maybe at the end of this classes. That's in the weekend. I will do that for you. That's an added tutorial for you. So now let me come to my circle here. You can see the difference between circle and EV. This one makes it more realistic stuff than the other one, so that we can see what we are really working on and how it is really affecting our objects. Now here, for instance, this is let me come down here. Let me give it a color like this. Now we can make it a metallic. The word metallic, to make it something that look like an iron. Yes, you can make it metallic. You can just what you are going to do is just adjust it. Yes, when you click on it, just click on it, then begins to drag your mouse to the right, then to whichever number you are really okay with. So that's metallic. Then Actually, this one you may not really see the effect because it's specular. You may not really see the effect now, and just because of my lightning, you may not be seeing that. Okay, this thing has become a metal. Yes, it has become a metal because the way I light up my scene, you may not really see it very well. That is why lightning and your camera angle are very very important. I'm still going to do a special tutorial on that for how to lighten your scene. It's very very important. After doing your crazy stuff, after doing your whatever stuff you have done in your scene, and if your light is not really good enough, then it's not you have not done anything. So your lighting is very very important. I just give it a simple lighting. You can see I just give it an area light. This is just an area light, just single light here. So but if I want to do some crazy stuff, then I'm going to make sure that the lights are very very the light angle are very very okay. So let me go back here. So now that's for metallic. If you want to make it a metallic, then you have to turn the value up. The roughness. Now, what does this roughness does is that it will make it a rough sheet, a rough object. Just like a wood is not always smooth. The floor, a ground is not always smooth. So you can always turn up the roughness, like this roughness. Now if I turn it up, the more higher it goes, the more roughness your mesh or your what do we call it, your object is going to look like. Yes, the higher the roughness, the higher the higher the number, the higher the roughness is going to look like. So if I want to really, now for instance, this is metallic here. To make it more metallic, then I have to turn this roughness down. You will see now it has become a metallic now. You can see so you can see that it has become a metallic. So because I have to turn down this roughness, the lower I turn it down, the more it becomes more smoother. That's just it. The more I turn it down, the more it becomes more smoother. Do we get it? So that's one of those things you can always do to your scene. So now there are a lot of things you can always manipulate here. This emission is just for you to have to make it more to yes, you can see that it's glowing. Yes, to add light to it. It's just as simple as that, to add light, to make your object to emit light. We use this especially when we are making a lamp, we are making a light bulb, we are making those things. Yes, that's when we use emission. You can see what it has turned this what do we call it, this object into now. Yes, you can see that the emission is white. It's because of the original, what do we call it, original color that is there before. No, I later changed it to this something that look like orange here. Yes, so but in the original sense it is white. So if I want to make sure that it give me that color, then I will have to assign to do some certain things to it. But because we are not really working on that, let me turn it down. Now I can change the color here. Let me just put it there. I can change the color here. You can see I can change the color from here. Let me just explain that. So you can see that the color has changed, but yet it's still emitting light. You can see from this angle, you will see that yes, the light is still on. You can see that this color is reflecting on this little stuff here. Okay, let me do this. Let me turn it down. And let me make one of these excuse me, let me quickly make one of that emission. Let me make it glowy. Can you see that? Can you see this now? So you can see, so it has become glowy. So it's shining now. It's shining. Now you can now see. Can you see the reflect on this metal now? Because this object has become a metal, you can see the reflect on it. You can see that it's reflecting. But if it is, now let me come back here. Let me come back there. Now, if I turn down this roughness, you will see that that thing will disappear, and I will turn up this, the roughness. You can see that it has become rough. You know, when something is rough, it can absorb, as in, how will I put it? It cannot, light cannot really penetrate, it cannot reflect light back. Yes, it doesn't reflect. A wood doesn't reflect light. Do you understand what I mean by that? As in, you cannot see the shadow of a light on it. Like, unlike this now, you can see that it has become more rough. You can see that it has become more rough. Now, so now this is just, you can play around this your scene. So let me quickly go down, because I just want to keep it simple. Now on this, now I want to work on just simple texturing on it. Now what I will do is, let me split my screen by coming to this corner here, and when it has turned to plus, something that looks like cross here, then I will drag it. I'll drag it. You can see? Then I will drag it. Then on this side here, I'm going to come to this place, click it down, then go to my shader editor. Then I'm there already now. So now I want to really work on this to have just a simple I just want to work on this just to have a simple roughness to it. I want to keep it simple. So when you come down here, the same way you're always bringing your mesh here is the same way you bring your nodes. Shift A. Then what am I looking for? I'm looking for noise texture. If you don't know where it might be, then you can always, this is texture here, and you can see it here. But if you maybe the nodes, you don't know where it is under any of them, then you can always search for it. Then search for noise. Noise. Then it will bring it out, noise texture. Then I need a noise texture. Then I also need a color ramp. That's Shift A, color ramp. Color ramp. Here I have color ramp here. Now then I bring it down here. So let me zoom in here. Let me adjust this to this side, and now what I'm using to toggle around here is I click down the wheel of my mouse, and I begins to move it around. So let me zoom in by scrolling your wheel up. Then I will put this here. To do that is you just have to click on this dot here, then drag it down, then you will see, then just plug it in. And if you want to remove it, just come down to this place, then remove it. Just remove it like that. So that's that for that. So now then I'll plug in this into my base color. Now you can see I have texture already. You can see what it has given me. It has given me different colors. Now if I want to work on it more and more, I'll just have to begin to bring in some nodes to adjust this to my taste. Now from here, now I can adjust in a simple way here. I can adjust the white, If I just want the white to be more on it than the black, so let me just bring out the black a little. You can see I have just dots of those black. But if I drag this down, then you can see that the more I drag it down, the more the blacks are revealed. So that, and you can also do something to add different colors. Now I can make this, I can add another color to it, like just come down to this plus here, then you can see, then click on this and click on this, then you can change the color. If you want it blue, you can see, if you want it red, and if you want it just any color you felt that you want in your scene. I think I'm good with this. So you can just begin to add. So these are what Notes does in your shader editor. Yes, in your shader editor. So the way it works here, you can see. Now, for me to be able to have more control over this, I can just click on this, click and Control T. Yes. So see what I'm doing. So this will allow me to be able to work more on it. Like I can adjust the scale. You can see. And I'll do that. I can adjust the scale, the x-axis, the y-axis. You can see. You can see what it's really doing. I can just adjust them. You can see. Are you seeing this? So yeah, this is the scale. This is the rotation. How you want it? Is it to be upside down? So that's what this does here. Do you want to turn it up? You can see the way it's rolling. You can see the way it's rolling. So you can just maneuver and do some exploit with them. So they don't bite. So they don't bite. You can always do a lot of things with them. So this is where I'll just keep it down because I don't want it to be too jam-packed for you, because when I begin to go into details, you begin to get lost. Yes, you may get lost. Let me use that word. You may get lost. Let me break this down. So now that's that for that. And here in this this is the same thing you are seeing here. The same thing you are seeing here in your material preview is here also. Everything is here. Now, if I want to turn it to a metallic here, I can just do the same. Then pull down the roughness. You can see the roughness here. Turn down the roughness. Then turn up the metallic. You can see what is giving me here. And you can also always do just always can just what do we call it, do some exploit. Just do some exploit on it and you will get some results. So let me work on this little bulb here again. You can see that my shader, my nodes have disappeared. If you don't want, maybe you want to work on another thing, you don't want your shader, the one you are working on before, to disappear. You want them to be on the same scene. What you can do is just, you have to pin this down. You pin this one down. How do you do that? You can come down here. You can see this pin here. Then when you click on it, then it has pinned. So when I click on any other object, you can see it will not take them off. So if I want to work on this again, I can just start working on it. Do you understand? So and it's always good, for instance, to always name them. Yeah, it's very, very important. Always name your materials. They are very, very important. So let me name it. Now, if you have pinned down your nodes, you cannot name them, please. take notes. You can't, you just be clicking and you may say what is happening. So you have to unpin it, then name it. Like let me make it cube texture. Cube texture. So, but if I want to work and I want to have another new one, then I come down here again. So, for instance, I want to work on this and I want to have, let me just shift A the same way, noise texture. There are different things you can always work on, but I'm just working on noise texture now because I don't want to have I don't want it to be too complicated. Or let me try another stuff which I can work on. Shift A, let me see. Texture. Let me see this magic. Now, image texture, when you are using image texture, definitely maybe you have downloaded some texture from online and you want to import it into your scene and you want to make some adjustments, tweak it to fit what you want. So that is when you can use your image texture here. So but because I don't think I have an image texture. Let me see, let me check my system if I will have that. Okay, yes, I think I have. Let me check, let me see. Shift A. Let me bring my image texture down here. Then what you have to do is click on this open, then go to where you have saved that your image texture. I think I have it in my add-ons here. Let me see this. Okay, open. Now what I will now do is I will just have to plug in. Let me see what is going to give me first if I start working. You can see I have it here. So let me just keep it linear, and I can also work on it. Can also bring what we call it now what I will do is that I will need to bring another node up. That would be, I'm looking for that's texture coordinates. Okay, let me see. Search for it first. Can just type coordinates, then it's going to bring it. So I have this, then so now your, what do you call it, your nose work from left to the right. So from left to the right, so I have to plug this in here. Then let me see what is giving me. Okay, I still need some nodes to work on it. Then I will bring in my normal map, that's mapping. Shift A, let me search mapping. So let me drag this, up. Let me see. Plug in into the vector. Let me see. and I can make some adjustments here. You can see something is happening. You can see that something is already happening to it already. So I can just make some adjustments. Yeah, something is already happening. You can see. Can we see now? So these are, and so to tweak it a little bit, you can tweak it now. That's the location where it ought to be. So let me turn it down. Let me come to rotation. Just rotate it, and so you can see what it has given us. This is just to explain a simple way of texturing. I've explained how to import your image into your this one is the image texture. So then this one is the texture coordinates, to coordinate it. Then we also have, let me see, target this, it's still the same thing. So, and I brought in my mapping to map it so that I can have it in different angles. So now are we together? So this is just a simple thing I want to explain. I don't want to keep it too high so that it will not look too boring, and it will not also look too complicated for you. Now, as I said the other time, the work from the right, the flow is always from the right down to the from the left rather down to the right. This is the Principled BSDF that gives us. We can even do some simple stuff here. We can plug in this here also. Let me see, into the roughness, and you can see when we plug into the roughness, see what happened. Now let me unplug it, please. I want you to check. Now you can see it's roughed already, but if I plug this into the roughness now, you can see what is happening here. Excuse me. You can see what is happening here. You can see. So I can adjust it also to bring it back to normal roughness, and I can make it. I can just turn. You can just play around with it. Let me turn off the emission. Let me see. Now, because emission will give me another color, so let me just let me see what is going to happen. You can just play around it. You can see plug in that, and there's a glowing in there, and at the same time it's also giving us the color and also reducing the roughness. Let me remove the roughness, and you can see that's what mapping is meant for, to manipulate your mesh, your objects. Let me now, to join back your areas. To join back, just click here, right click, then join areas. Now where you want to join, that is where you will click. Now for instance, if I should click here, now the arrow is here, then this particular shader editor will be in the full screen, but that's not what I want. So I want my scene to be here back. Then I will click here. You can see, then I have my scene back. So you can save. Now just to a simple rendering, you can press your F12 of F11. You can press your F12, then it's going to render for you. So now another thing is that you can see this number here is too high. I'm not really working on a big thing, so it's too high for me. Then let me click it back. Let me cancel it, because it will take more than an hour for me to have that done. So what I will do now is that I'll come back to my render here because it is in circles. Then I'll come to this max samples here. Then I can just put it on 60. You know, the first time I did my what do we call it? When I practice these donuts of a thing, after rendering, it took me more than a week to render that before I finished rendering it. Yes, it took me a week, more than a week, because I don't know that I need to come to these max samples and turn it down. It's already in 4,000 plus, and it will continue to calculate it in pixel by pixel, how little and tiny all those mesh is. So it's always good to always come down here and turn it down. So please take notes, because I have turned down my denoise. What this does is that now if I turn it off, for instance, you can see that all these are little stuff that look like ash things here are much. But if I turn it on, and you will see that you will not see those things. Oh, sorry, should be here. It's not that denoise here. Should be this denoise up here. Excuse me, that was a mistake. So now you can see that is making it a little bit smoother than the other than if it is not. You can see it quickly. We quickly have what we are in need of. But if I turn it off, you can see those little particles all around, and it continue to go down till it is done. So this is just a simple way. Now after you have done that, just your F12, then you see that is now in 60. So in less than some minutes now is going to render for us. And here we have the time. The last time, that's 13 minutes 55 seconds. That's what is going to last. That's the time that is going to use. So you can see that if you now have a big scene, maybe you model a character, the more the topology of your mesh, the higher it calculates it, and the higher the time for rendering. So you have to take note of those things. So then I will see you in the next class. Happy animation journey. This is just a little aspect of what texture is all about, and for you to go more in details, you can always go online, make a research. Yes, it's always good to go to make research. I do that myself. If I don't understand some areas I need to work on, I was okay. There are some people that are professional in that area, because everybody have area of specialization, and I want to work on that. Then I will go there, watch the tutorial, and we are good to go. So if you are not really subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, I want you to do that now. Turn on the notification bell, like, and if you are willing to comment, you can comment, because this will keep us going and continue to grow our community. So I will see you in the next class. If you have any question, please drop it in the question and answer room, and I will be there to answer every of your question, no matter how small it may be. And nobody's an island of knowledge. We are all learning. As I am, I'm still learning a lot. So I'm not there yet, but I'm still looking onto it. So I will see you in the next class. Happy animation journey.